Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, we're going to talk about training phases. What are they and how they maximize gains? Before I get into this topic, if you guys need coaching, I'd love to work with you. Check out the link down below. All right, training phases. Everything I do with my clients happens in training phases. We have a specific block or phase of training that is completely focused, completely planned. We try to plan not only the next phase of training, but we try to look forward to the next year or even 18 months. Now, I want to dive into what training phases are and get into the structure and the benefits. So, what are phases of training? A phase of training basically involves attacking a single workout program. So, you have a single workout program you're going to attack during the next phase over a period of 3 to 5 months or even more if things are rolling and you're capable of bulking a little bit longer. Now, during this phase, you're going to be involved with a focused bulk. So you're going to have a focused bulk back your training. The goal here is to maximize muscle mass and remain consistent. Now, what is the point of a training phase? The point of phases is to give your training focus and structure. Focus and structure. This is going to be the key to long-term success. You know what's coming. You're going to be focused. You're going to be consistent. You know what's going to happen in your next workout. You know your bulking plan is nailed down. We are extremely focused. Now, even though you have a plan, even though you're entering a phase, and we might say, we're going to run this phase for 3 or 4 or even 5 months, you do not have to end a training phase if things are rolling along smoothly. And I can't stress that enough. There is a golden rule in training. If you are rolling along with your training and making good results, making good progress, there's no point in jumping off the phase. There's no point in stopping the training and switching to something else. There's no point in stopping a bulk if it is rolling along for you and you're able to continue to sustain it, and the weight you are gaining, the slow, steady pace of weight you are gaining, isn't bothering you mentally. Now, training phases allow you to do two things. Number one, build the most possible muscle and strength in the coming year. And I can't stress this point enough. It facilitates maximum muscle and strength building because of the focus. Number two, you'll maximize the time you remain in a calorie surplus over the next year. This is super important. A structured training phase, along with a structured bulk, allows you to maximize the amount of time during the next year you are going to remain in a slight calorie surplus. When you are training hard and you're remaining in a slight calorie surplus, this is where the magic happens. Now, let's break down a training phase. There's basically two different parts of a training phase. Week 1 or 2, you're going to enter into a new program. You're going to acclimate to the demands of the program. You might have new exercises. You might have a new training split. You might have a new structure. You might have new protocols like rest pause. So the first week or 2 weeks, you're going to kind of acclimate to the demands of the program. You're going to zero in on the appropriate weight for each of the exercises. Maybe you're moving to rest pause on lat pull downs and you need to zero in on weight a little bit. And you'll be assessing time and recovery demands. How long is the workout going to take? How do I feel the next day, etc. Now, once you have acclimated, now it's time to run. This break-in phase of 1 to 2 weeks, you really aren't maximizing the program. You're just kind of getting used to the program. That's why in the world of program hopping, when people hop from one program to the next, they're perpetually in this acclimation stage where they're trying something new. Maybe they don't like it and they hop to something else. And they're always in this acclimation stage, never getting to the point of training where they can run and run hard because they know what to expect. Weeks 3 and beyond, this is the performance stage. You have acclimated and now you are running or performing at full speed. It's full speed ahead. All right, so what is the minimum phase length? Minimum, you want to run full speed for about at least 3 months. This is a really solid block of training. Any less than that, like 2 months, and you're basically going to have a couple weeks of acclimation and then 6 weeks of hard training. And 6 weeks, really, in my opinion, isn't a lot to accomplish much. So after the acclimation period of 1 to 2 weeks, you want at least a 3-month block of really hard training. Anything shorter than this, and you're basically becoming a program hopper or possibly bulking too aggressively. If you bulk so aggressively that you need to stop a program after 2 months to cut, you have serious issues and you need to refocus. All right, so what is the maximum length of a training phase? This will hinge on two things. Number one, are you rocking progress? Is progress just moving forward smoothly? If so, stay with it. If you're not sold on the program, if you ran something hard for a solid phase, but it's not something you want to continue to do month in and month out, you want to try something different, it's probably a good time to shut down the phase and maybe do a mini cut. Number two, is your bulking going well and not tossing you into bloat lord status? Are you in a nice groove with bulking? Are you gaining about 2 to 2.2 to 2.5 pounds per month? Things are going well. You don't feel like a bloat lord. Things are smooth. Then you can continue forward. What's an extra month of training? Another 2 pounds on the scale, another 2.5 pounds of weight on the scale, another 3 months of training, 6, maybe 7 pounds on the scale. You can cut this very, very easily. So you can stretch out the training phase as long as you want, as long as you don't get so far away from your base weight that you're staring at a cut or a fat loss period that is very intimidating. You never want to outbulk your ability to cut. You don't want to bulk 30 pounds over 12 to 14 months, and then you have to stare down a 30-pound cut, which might be impossible for you. So always bulk to the point where you can easily cut back. If you struggle to lose more than 10 pounds on the scale, don't bulk more than 10 pounds. If you struggle to lose more than 15 pounds on the scale, then set your bulk cap at 15 pounds. Never outkick your coverage. All right, so what are the goals of a training phase? What are the goals of your workouts during a training phase? Number one, you want to have a defined program. We know exactly what we're going to do. This is a reputable program. This is a solid program we're going to attack. Number two, this program has a reasonable selection of impactful exercises. What are impactful exercises? They are exercises that are going to hit you hard, that work well for your body, and that have a decent progression opportunity. Basically, you know you're going to be able to get into the gym, hit them hard, focus on progression, not get beat up. You're going to be able to sustain your training. Number three, you want to push at least one set for every exercise during the coming phase for maximum safe quality reps. You can push 2, you can push 3. We're not talking failure here in the massive iron world. We do maximum safe quality reps. Stop a set when you feel like your form is going to break down or when you feel like you're going to fail on the next rep. As long as one set per exercise is pushed hard, you're going to continue to raise the bar, and over the long run, you're going to build a quality amount of muscle. I'm not telling you can't push more sets per exercise hard. One is typically a good place to start, and then you can build up to 2 or maybe 3, etc., based on how things are feeling in the gym. Now, lastly, the program must be sustainable for your schedule. Don't just plan a phase where you talk yourself into training 6 days a week and then life kicks you in the balls and you can't train 6 days a week. We have to make training sustainable. Stop worrying about optimization. I have to train 4 days a week. I have to train 5 days a week. Optimal is something you can sustain in the long run. Even if it's only 2 days a week, who cares? 3 days a week, who cares? Pick something you can sustain and train hard, because that is going to be the differentiator. That is going to be the important point over the next 5 to 10 years of hard training. Now, with all this said, you are allowed to evolve your training rather than program hop. So if you get in the gym on this new phase and you don't like the rep range for barbell rows at 8, you can move them to 6. Let's say on squats, you decide you want to do pause squats rather than regular squats. That's okay. You're evolving your training rather than hopping to a completely different program. All right. So, what are your bulking goals during this phase of training? Number one, you want to stay reasonable and sustainable. You want a minimum of 2 pounds of scale weight per month. Women could do about 1.5 or 1.25. Generally, a kilo for men is reasonable. A pound and a half for women is reasonable. A kilo, 2.2 to 2.5 pounds per month is kind of a sweet spot for your bulk. Maximum, you want to do about 3 pounds per month, and for women, probably maximum 2 pounds per month. Number two, you want to remain consistent with your calorie intake. This is a big one. Stay within about plus or minus 5% of your calorie target. We want consistent intake. We don't want to be up and down and having the scale jump all over the place. It might be hard to believe, but bulking can often be harder than cutting because you have to remain consistent. That doesn't mean you can't have fun, but you don't want to become a bloat lord and just have one out of every 4 days or 5 days where you stuff your face with Chipotle and go way over on calories. You still need to be focused. And the issue with a bulk is that you're going to have to remain focused for a longer period of time than a cut. Now, let's wrap this up. Phases are king. If you want to destroy your progress in the coming 12 months, then be random. Don't plan your phases, ignore structure, hope your unfocused eating and training are enough. Training phases facilitate progress. They grease the track and allow a smooth path forward. Not having training phases generally places you in an uphill battle. If you guys need help on any of this, don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram at Ben the Barman. You can also hit me up on WhatsApp or head over to my website, superlivingtoday.com. Check out all my workouts. Check out my coaching. You can even sign up for things like a custom workout or a phone consultation. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.